Hello Mindful Music Muffins, and today's video is going to be about how to help a friend with anxiety. I know that sometimes when you have a friend with a mental illness you don't always know how to help them. Today I'm going to give you some tips and hopefully it will be useful and you might know how to deal with it. Straight in with tip number 1 then. Talk to them about it, but don't pressure them to. Of course it's important to have a dialogue with them about their anxiety and how they feel rather than just avoiding it, like, you know, going with the whole stigma thing and making it a taboo subject, because we have to go against that. But if you offer to talk to them about it and then they say, no, I don't feel like it right now, then respect that and don't make them talk about it. Don't make them feel bad for not wanting to. And it's not necessarily anything personal against you, but I think it's important though to make the offer to talk to them about it so that they know that you're willing to and that they know you're there for them, and yeah, just to create that dialogue about it and show that you're not afraid to do that. Similarly, tip number 2, send them a message every now and then just to check on them. I know that for a lot of people like myself, sometimes when you don't hear from a friend for a long time you think, oh, they just don't like me anymore, they don't want to be my friend anymore, whatever. So just sending them a message every now and then can just make sure that they know that you do still want to be friends with them and that you do still care. And it can just be nice as well just to receive a message from a friend and know that they thought of you. Tip number 3 is to try and understand them even if it seems irrational to you. A lot of the reasons why they have the fear that they do is like deep rooted from something, so even if it seems weird, like it doesn't really necessarily make sense in terms of reality and stuff, it's important that you don't invalidate their feelings and make them feel like weird, because obviously that won't help them and they'll just worry even more and think, oh, my friend thinks I'm weird. So it's important to try and understand them, and that goes back to the first point about talking to them. Just try and be understanding about their fear rather than just being like, you're being scared for nothing, stop it, because obviously that doesn't help them at all. So yeah, try and be understanding, because I think everyone needs that. Everyone needs somebody to try and understand them. Tip number 4 is to reassure them when they panic. Make sure that you don't say things like just, oh, calm down or stop worrying, because that doesn't really help and it just invalidates their feelings, like it's no big deal and like that they shouldn't feel that way, which is not really what you need when you're panicking and stuff already, because like that feels bad enough. You don't need people telling you that you shouldn't be feeling that way, because then you think, oh, why am I feeling that way, and then you just get more anxious. So try not to say those things and just try and be reassuring, like tell them it's okay, tell them that you're there for them, and just ask what you can do to help them. You know, if they want to go outside or something, take them outside, or if they want, I don't know, a drink of water or something, then you can give them one. But yeah, just be as reassuring as you can and try not to belittle them or their feelings, and you should be good. Tip number 5 is to offer to do things with them if you know that it's scary for them. So if they say to you, like, I don't know, they have an appointment or something that they have to go to, or they have to go shopping or something, and you know that it scares them, or if they tell you that they're anxious about doing it, offer to go with them, because sometimes having a friend there to reassure them or to just be there with them can really make a difference. Obviously they might say no and that they want to do it on their own, but again, it's nothing personal if they do that, but you might just find that actually having you there might really help them. So I think it's definitely worth offering. A lot of times with things like, I don't know, things that you find scary, it can be easier to do if you've got somebody with you that you're close to. Just moral support is pretty helpful a lot of the time, so yeah, it's worth asking them and seeing if that would help them. Tip number 6 is to be gentle and patient with them. Obviously if they're anxious, like getting annoyed at them and like not being patient isn't exactly going to help them feel better. It might be frustrating sometimes, especially if they're like anxious about the same things all the time, but just remember that they can't help it. What they need is someone to reassure them, not to fight with them or have a go at them for how they feel. Try and be gentle and be patient with them, and I'm sure they will appreciate that a great deal, and it will be far more helpful to them than it would be if you just get angry at them. That very rarely sorts anything. Tip number 7 is to do some research on anxiety. So if you feel like you don't really know anything about it, so you want to try and understand it, and you don't want to make misunderstandings and misjudgments about them and their anxiety, then a good thing you could do is do some research, find out some facts, find out more about what it's like and what it does to their brain and their body, because then you might understand it better and you might understand them better as well. And like I said, you can avoid a lot of miscommunication and misunderstandings, which of course is always good to avoid if you can. And lastly, if in doubt, ask them how you can help. If you're not sure about what approach to take or whether the things that you want to try will help them, then just ask them what it is they need and what they would like you to do, because obviously that's better than doing something that might be wrong. So if you're really not sure of how to help them, just ask them, and they will appreciate that greatly, I'm sure, because they will see that you care and that maybe the reason why you're not doing anything isn't because you don't care, but because you don't know what the right thing to do is. So if you do that, then they will see that you're trying to help them and trying to find out the best way to do it. It's a good approach if you don't really feel like you know what you're doing. Don't be afraid to ask your friend what you can do to help. And that's it for this video. I hope it was helpful and that I've given you some tips for things that you feel like you can try out, and hopefully you'll feel like you can help your friends better and you understand them more. Yeah, hopefully this was just generally a good video that will be helpful and bring good stuff, because that's what I want to try and do with these kinds of videos. Anyway, thank you for watching Mindful Music Muffins. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to show the like button some love, and if you want to see more videos, you know what you need to do: obey the cushion. And I'll see you next time. Love you guys. Bye.